Sawa sawa. So hi guys, I hope you are doing well. Today we are joining you from the village. As you can see, I have some of my goats here, and I'm also here with some of my boys kwa uwanja. Tunacheza futa kidogo, si ndio? Tunacheza futa kidogo, tunajiburudisha before turudi side za Nairobi. But today I had a very important topic that I wanted us to discuss and also share with you some insights on the issue that has been so rampant with taxi drivers in Kenya. And this is the issue of being blacklisted, the issue of being blocked or locked out. So you have heard from so many drivers that for one reason or the other, they don't have access to Bolt, they don't have access to Uber, they don't have access to Little Cab because they were reported either by riders or either they were detected by the company that they were doing some malpractice or they were doing some behaviors that are not acceptable. And in this video, I wanted to just have a very, candid discussion with everyone who is aspiring to be a taxi driver in Kenya and how they can protect themselves from losing their taxi driver's account. Because the biggest problem and why a lot of drivers talk so negative about Bolt is because Bolt is very notorious of blocking drivers' accounts and leaving them without access to Bolt for quite a long time. You do something small, maybe in the eyes of driver is something small, but Bolt can lock them out of the account for more than 1 year. And in this scenario, I wanted to give you an example of what happened to one of my drivers, actually not a long time ago, just like a week ago. What happened to him? He was carrying a customer on Uber account. It was not Bolt. An incident happened. He was reported and his account was suspended for a short time. And because of a few things that he was careful about, his account was restored, was reinstated. And after 24 hours, he was able to go online again. So, there are things that Uber and Bolt take very seriously, especially things to do with sexual assault or sexual harassment. So on one particular weekend, it was on a Friday. So my driver was dropping a client very late at night because on Fridays, he usually loves driving throughout the night. So what he did, he was dropping a customer, I think towards the side of Karen, and the client was coming from a bar very late at night, and she was a lady, actually a white lady, and the lady was very well drunk. So she was drunk to the brim. She couldn't even reason with the driver. So the client was actually using card payment. It wasn't cash. So upon arrival to the destination, the driver told me he picked her along Mombasa Road, and the lady was being dropped all the way to Karen. So cheki, wacheni kucheza kwanza kidogo, tumalize. So, and the lady was being dropped all the way to Karen. So along the way, the lady was so drunk, she would ask the driver for stopovers at some petrol station so that she can go to the loo to ease herself, and then they continued the trip. Upon arrival at Karen to their destination, the husband to the lady was waiting at the gate. So because the lady was so drunk, when the driver arrived at the destination, the lady requested that she gives the driver a hug before the driver leaves. And, the driver was like, you want to hug me so that you can go? Do it. So the driver accepted a hug in front of the lady's husband or the lady's boyfriend. I don't know what that person was. So, and the guy was not being paid because it was card payment. So the lady went with the husband, but immediately the guy arrived home the next day in the morning when he was waking up, he found that his account was suspended, and there was a note from Uber saying that your account has been suspended because of sexual assault on this client on this particular date. If you contest this, please write back to us so that we can find a solution towards this. But already at that time on that Saturday morning, when the driver saw that message, the account was already locked. You get my point? So what the driver did, he chatted the lady on WhatsApp and asked her, why did you report me that I assaulted you sexually? And then there was a trail of chats on WhatsApp. And the lady said that it is my husband who reported you using my account. It wasn't me. Because it seems that after the lady left with the husband, there was a kind of an argument that happened. And it seems like the lady appreciated the driver more than the husband when they were having their conversation. So once my driver had proof of evidence, through the WhatsApp chat. So he did those screenshots and sent them to Uber, because the lady had said in their conversation with the driver that, forgive me, it was my husband. I was so drunk, I couldn't do that to you. I wasn't even realizing myself. It's just that I woke up this morning, and after you spoke to me, I spoke to my husband, and he told me he's the one who took that action. He took all those screenshots and sent them to Uber. And immediately Uber, they are very well known for reasoning together with drivers. So they were able to go through the conversation. They could verify that all those messages came from that client, because the number was straight there at WhatsApp. The Uber could see. And that is what saved that driver. And actually, before he started conversing with that lady on WhatsApp, immediately he saw he was, blocked out because of sexual assault. He first of all went to the police station and took an OB. And that driver really opened my eyes so much, because issues of sexual assault is not something small, because he didn't know if on that other side, whether that lady and her husband, whether they went to police station and reported the same matter. So he said that even before I speak to them, I need to report this matter to the police station, because even Uber, in their terms of engagement, they say that they have the right to report issues to the police if they see it necessary. So sometimes you might think that is only the client reporting you to Uber, but once that information reaches Uber as a company, sometimes they can forward that information to the authority, and you find yourself between a rock and a hard place. So that is what that driver did. He shared that information. He also even sent a message to Uber saying that he has reported that issue of defamation. Actually, when he went to the police station, he went there to report defamation, because he had not committed any sexual assault, and the client is actually telling Uber that the guy has done sexual assault to the client, which is, very, very grave kind of defamation. So he went to the police, he had his OB, but luckily Uber are always very well known to reason with the drivers. Within 12 hours, the driver's account was back online. But I just want to say that, drivers normally are not angry with Uber because of those kind of incidences. If it were other applications, other companies that I will not mention here, if you are reported for sexual assault, even before they conduct any investigation, even before they listen to your side of the story, they lock you out, and they will, even after they solve the issue, they will unlock you after another whole week. They will leave you out of work for 7 days. So I don't know what lesson you will pick from my story, but mine is just to let you know that never take any reporting easily. Document as much as you can when it comes to your conversation with the client. Actually, that guy told me he preferred to chat the client instead of giving the call, because if you give a call, you might not have evidence to give to Uber. But once you give them a chat and there is evidence of them texting you, you can quickly do some screenshot and forward that to the relevant people, so that you can, make yourself clean as you are. So guys, one thing I can tell you, never take any incident on the road for granted. A lot of misunderstanding happen, not because there are some barriers between the rider and the driver, but there are some issues surrounding people. You see, the issue that caused that rider to report my driver is actually the issue between the husband and the wife. It's not the issue between the rider and the driver. So watch out scenarios that can play out that could lead you to being a victim when you are not actually part of the equation. So that is the message I wanted to give you. But just be aware that there are so many other reasons that could cause your account to be suspended as a driver, including, you know, things like negotiating for fares, things like trying to ask for offline trips, things like not accepting trips and your driver score going down. One thing I can tell you guys is that you need to protect your account as much as possible. You don't want to be a driver out there operating on one app that is less popular. If you lose your access to Bolt, if you lose your access to Uber, I think you are 50%, you'll make 50% less than any other driver. It's good that you keep on the account and maybe switch off them intentionally and choose to work with others. But you don't want to find yourself locked out because you misbehaved. So thank you guys. That was my video for today. I hope you are enjoying the nice view of the Laikipia West. So this is our local village. A lot of things happening. Some people are fetching maize. The sun has just gone down. We are here with my boys trying to play football. My goats have just been taken inside the house, so just trying to relax on a weekend. I hope you guys you have learned a thing or two, and see you in my next video. Cheers, bye bye. We, let the ball to chase the